What have you seen in terms of pattern? Let's fast forward a little bit to like maybe the release of, or the introductions of the Canada Greener Home Grant that took place in, when did that happen? Was it? Yeah. What have you seen in terms of desire and participation as it pertains to the courses that you offer for this profession?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been an expansion of interest and really a boom of interest. I think one of the key ways that we can measure that easily is
he's sold out every time, folks.
That's correct.
Like if you want to book something for next year, that's the only time you have. But sure,
listen, Hamed,
he's sold out all the time.
I can't even contradict you on that. I don't want to oversell anything, but I think what is fairly obvious is that the demand shows itself in the fact that the last 6 or 7 public courses, we only hold 40 spots for these courses because obviously we want to keep the ratio of instructors to participants at a level that fosters interaction and allows each participant to get out of the training what they need to. So at 40 participants, all of the last trainings have been sold out. And I mean, keeping in mind that before we started this whole process, there were less than 1,000 energy advisors currently active. So
where are we at right now?
I think we're probably right around 1,600. But the key word, Hamed, is active. So there are a number of people that have gone through the process, but their bread and butter is really activities outside of the residential energy assessment process. So I'm really counting those that make their money and whose primary focus is EA work.
And we have these conversations all the time, and I feel like I feel like our industry right now, it's a very EA driven industry where if you're an energy advisor and you have passed your 2 exams, you pretty much guaranteed a part-time or a full-time position at an SO. And it's funny because if I go back to early 2001, it almost feels like the history is kind of repeating itself, where whenever they come up with the hot programs, and Canada Greener Home combined with the provincial program is as hot as it gets right now, you go through this trend where for the first 2 years, it's very EA driven, where you're just basically building up to a certain capacity. And the fact that it's very hard to become an EA because of these 2 exams, it might even extend beyond 2 years. And then once the supply kind of meets the demand and the EA driven is there, then the focus changes to more of a business driven market, that now we have to actually find more businesses. And I think we're at that era, and I would have to say I don't see it changing much in 2022, where just have your 2 exams and call the first 10 SOs that you see, and then the first person that you call, he will do everything in his power to keep you, and you probably that won't make it to number 2 or number 3 or number 4 on that list.
As long as they have that demand.
Yeah, they do. And I think they do. I think that 20% of the service organizations, at least the big ones, right, where they've been in the industry, like, so for example, I'll use myself as an example. Like, we've been in the industry for the past 11 years. So we have established relationships with contractors. We have established relationships. We work at the provincial level. We work at the Canada Greener Home level, and we're expanding on major metropolitan cities across Canada. So we have that flexibility. If someone calls, whether they want to be a part-time, full-time, a salaried base, we can actually create a structure where they work. But at the end of the day, as an SO, I'm incentivized to put a model in place because I really don't want this person to leave. And I think that is going to be the case for many more months to come. Until the market becomes more saturated. So for those candidates that are sitting on the fence, there's an expiry date on this, my friend. So if you really want to get into this, get into it sooner than later. You agree with that statement or not?
I do agree with that statement. And I think the kind of timeline that you're presenting. So if we start with the length of the Canada Greener Homes Grant Program. So we've got a timeline of between now and 2026, or frankly until 700,000 free energy audits have been conducted, which is probably going to happen before 2026, which either means that the program will end before 2026 or it will be more funding will go into the program, right? Those are the
only two options.
Those are the only two options. So let's assume that that there continues to be the great uptake that there has been, and from all the service organizations that I've spoken to, all of them say that the phone is ringing off the hook, and that, as you said, the 20% of the service organizations are doing 80% of the audits. And they, I know, still can't hire people quick enough. I think that's probably going to remain the case between now and, let's say, late 2022 or early 2023. That's my guess. So I think that people that are interested in this field should probably get their foot in the door in the next year and a half, 2 years. And I definitely agree with you that then we're talking about sustainability of the profession. And then further down the road, but hopefully before the grants actually expire, we'll start talking about transformation, market transformation. So how can we sustain the work that EAs do beyond grants? And I'll throw one thing out there that I tell everyone this, and I hope it's going to be the case. I think it will be the case, but we'll still have to have more an expansion of that program. But the community energy financing program, that programs that various municipalities are running. I think we're up to 15 or 17 municipalities in Canada that have CEF programs. And the reason why I bring that up is because for most of those programs, you need to have an energy assessment, a home energy assessment conducted before and then after the retrofit work has taken place. So if, of course, you proliferate that across more municipalities, many more than 17, you can easily see a scenario in which the work that EAs do is going to be demanded and needed and impactful far beyond the Greener Homes Grant Program. And I think that kind of thing is really the key to building sustainability in this industry.
I mean,